Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to continue the civil procedure cold call preparation. The case we're going to discuss today will be Dairy Queen Inc. versus Wood. The case name is Dairy Queen Inc. versus Wood, and citation of this case is 369 U.S. 469. The court is United States Supreme Court, and the judge is Justice Black. The date of this case is 1962. The parties are between petitioner, defendant, Dairy Queen Inc., and respondent plaintiff Wood. Procedure posture. How did we get here? The plaintiff filed a complaint in the district court suing the defendant breach of contract and also for the trademark infringement. And the plaintiff is seeking accounting and injunction against the defendant. And Dairy Queen demanded a jury trial under Rule 38B. But the district court struck the motion, holding that this case was equitable, but not legal. So and deny the jury trial request. And the Dairy Queen appealed to the appellate court and request to compel the district court to vacate the order, but the appellate court denied it. And the Dairy Queen then appealed to the Supreme Court, and that's how we get here. The facts about this case are in December 1949, Dairy Queen entered a license contract with the plaintiff to use the Dairy Queen trademark. And the Dairy Queen agrees to pay $150,000 in installments to use the trademark. But eventually, Dairy Queen defaulted the payment. The plaintiff then sent the notice to cancel the trademark use and to ask for the remaining payment. But even though after the notice, Dairy Queen continued to use the trademark, and the plaintiff argued there was a breach of contract and unauthorized use. And then plaintiff was seeking an accounting to determine the amount due and injunction to stop Dairy Queen to use the trademark, and also to for monetary recovery. But the Dairy Queen insisted jury trial. The issues for this case are, first of all, whether the action was equitable, because the plaintiff is seeking both the legal and equitable damages. And secondly, whether the legal issues were incidental to equitable issues. And then the third one is whether striking the jury violated the Rule 38 and the 7th Amendment right. The rules related to this case are, first of all, rule number 2, and there is one form of action, the civil action. That's the merge of the legal and equitable courts. And also the Rule 38 from A to D, and talking regarding jury trial right is preserved. And also the Rule 39A. And if a proper demand is made, the issue must be tried by jury, and unless both parties consent otherwise or the court finds no right to a jury trial. And Rule 52A, findings of fact and conclusions of law apply to bench trial. The Supreme Court held this rule should not apply here because the claim was legal, not equitable. And also, of course, will be the 7th Amendment, preserves the right to jury trial in suits at common law. The old doctrine before the merger is we have two separate courts. They are legal court and equitable court. we cannot try the legal issue in the equitable court. But the modern doctrine has merged the legal court and equitable court. But still, so if there's a legal issue, the plaintiff or the defendant has the right to request the jury trial. The reasoning behind this case is the number one, the substance over form. So it doesn't matter how we call this issue. In this case, we call this issue the equitable accounting or accounting equitable damages. And even though there's a term here, equitable, but the term does not decide the form. We still need to see the substance, whether this one is a legal case. And obviously this one is, because it's computing the damages, and it is computable and capable for the jury to do that. The second one is the adequate remedy at law. Equity jurisdiction exists only when there's no adequate remedy at law. But in this case, we are able to compute the adequate damages. So we should trial in the plaintiff has the right to ask for a jury trial. The reason number 3 will be preservation of jury right. Allowing courts to strike jury demands by calling a legal claim equitable would undermine the 7th Amendment rule. And rule number 2, the merger of law and equity. And the procedural merger does not abolish substantive or constitutional distinctions. And then lastly, prior equitable claim cannot deprive jury. Even though there's a equitable issue exists, but it does not deprive the jury trial. And legal issue should have been tried first before the equitable issue. The rationale behind this case and behind the reasoning is the court reconfirmed that monetary relief regarding of being framed as counting is a legal issue. So it should the plaintiff has the right to request the jury trial. And the purpose for this ruling is to protect the constitutional right to a jury. And also, even we have the merger of the law and equity, but it does not abolish the plaintiff's right to request a jury trial. The holding and disposition. And the holding is the action is legal, not purely equitable. A demand for money damages must be tried to a jury, even if joined with equitable claims. Disposition. The Supreme Court reversed the appellate judgment and remanded for further proceedings with the jury trial on the legal issues. Key takeaway from this case is, first of all, the Rule 38A, preserve the 7th Amendment jury trial for legal claims. And also, it is the labeling a claim as equitable accounting does not change the substance of this issue. And rule number 2, merges law and equity procedurally, not constitutionally. And courts should try legal issue first. And Rule 52A, findings apply only to bench trial. The adequate remedy at law make it is still a legal case, not an equitable case. And this case illustrates how Rule 39A limits judicial discretion. If there's a jury request, the court must honor it. Here will be the hypo, and we can apply the rules in this case. Imagine a franchise owner sues a licensee for unpaid royalties under a contract and also wants the injunction stopping the use of the brand name. So when we identify this one, there are two issues. The first one is the the unpaid royalty fee, and this one is a legal issue. So, and then the second one, injunction. Injunction is an equitable issue. We can see that there are two issues. One is legal, one is equitable. And according to the merger rule, so these two issues can be tried in the same court, the civil court, at the same time. But since there is a legal issue, so the plaintiff or the defendant has the right to request the jury trial. The summary for this cold call. In Dairy Queen versus Wood, the Supreme Court held that even when a complaint seeks an accounting and injunction, if the substance of the claim is money damages for breach of contract, it is legal in nature. Under Rule 38 and the 7th Amendment, the right to a jury trial must be preserved, and labeling the claim as equitable cannot defeat the right. Okay, so that's everything for this cold call preparation in the case Dairy Queen versus Wood. So if you like this way to prepare for the cold call, and welcome to join in my next episode. Thank you so much. I will see you later.